Continue on markets now with Congressman Tom Massie. Now, Congressman Massie is taking the experience he has as the founder of a tech company, putting it to work on Capitol Hill. Republican out of Kentucky, freshman congressman, joins us from the Hill right now. And we talk, Congressman, all the time about this, quote, intersection of kind of, business and politics. But why would someone like you leave the business world and enter this crazy political world? Why'd you do it?
Well, that's a good question. Before we talk about how the business world translates to the political world, let me first say a lot of business is common sense, and that's what Washington, D.C. needs more of. So I came here to bring some common sense to it. Also concerned for our country. But, a lot of people, as Republicans, we have a problem with messaging. We talk about job creators. Most people don't get up in the morning and worry about the job creators. They don't say,
right,
how are the job creators doing today? But as a previous job creator, I think I have some experience to bring to bear.
Well, unique experience, too, that I think is more interesting than talking to someone who ran just I don't want to use the term run-of-the-mill small business, but something that's, kind of a traditional business, whether it be a retail store or something like that, or somebody who worked on Wall Street. All these types of experiences are unique in their own way, but you're an MIT-trained engineer. The company, I believe, was called Sensible Technologies. You have patents, things you've invented, and all this kind of thing. So, you're a different type of business person as we look at the fact that there's 29 small business owners in the Congress. That's fine. Those people are already there, but you're unique. What skill set, and will it be frustrating for you in what you're used to doing to bring that skill set to D.C.?
Well, let me tell you a little bit about my business. My wife and I started it in our married student housing dormitory at MIT.
Right.
And we grew it from scratch. We bootstrapped it in the beginning. And we started out as an S-Corp. And, you heard some talk on the fiscal cliff negotiations about how S-Corps were going to take a beating. And I understand exactly what we were talking about when we were talking about S-Corps, because the first year my company made a profit, the government came in and took half of our retained earnings. That was my operating capital. I didn't even have it sitting around to pay them. I had to do some extraordinary measures to make my first tax bill that year because I was using that for capital.
Right, so taxes obviously are important to you. That's one thing. I saw engineer, I saw MIT, so maybe immigration. Obviously, you're from Kentucky, so that we do... thank goodness, have some homegrown engineers here in this country, but then other people say to us when we do stories about it, we need to be able to get some of these people that come from overseas and are educated at MIT and other places to stay. Is that something you'd be working on as well, or no?
Absolutely. I'm a big supporter of the STEM, visa reforms. The STEM stands for Science, Technology, Engineering, and Math. My company wasn't always just my wife and I. We grew it. We raised venture capital. We had 70 employees, and we still had trouble finding the right skill sets. So, we need to be able to bring those workers into this country that have those skills, those advanced degrees in science and technology, or we're going to lose those jobs to Canada or to China or overseas. So we need some reform in that area for certain.
Congressman Massie, we wanted to have you on today kind of as an introduction and to see about your background, which, as I said, is unique. And we hope that you'll come back and maybe talk more in depth about some of these issues in the future. But congratulations, and we hope to have you back, okay?
Thank you, Connell. Looking forward to it.
Congressman Tom Massie is a Republican out of Kentucky, as we said, by way of MIT and starting his own company and everything else. Meantime,